So let's start from the back side and start with the basketball side first. Is that all right with you, Robert?
That's great. I'm with that.
So I want to go back to your starting five. I asked you because we study success. We're in the success game. We study motivation, positive thinking, personal development. And I asked you who was your top five personal development or top five success team. And you named, I'll let you name it again. Started with Maya Angelou.
Yes, I believe Dr. Norman Vincent Peale was on the list. Or Dr. Napoleon Hill.
No, you picked Napoleon Hill. It was Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill. Okay, I know it was one of those doctors. Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, give me my third. Give my my final three.
Les Brown.
Les Brown, of course.
Brown.
Yeah, maybe Brown's boy.
Brown's baby boy.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, yes. Personal power.
Yeah, and then Louise Hay.
And Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life.
Yeah, I have her DVD. That DVD was amazing, man.
It's strong, brother. It's strong. All you gotta do is listen to it.
Her story is incredible. She's got an incredible story. I didn't say that. We didn't talk about that the last time, but her story is incredible. Louise Hay. I would recommend her to anyone to check out her story. And then you're gonna go ahead and start making your own rules in the game. I said,
I had a six player.
You came back with the sixth man on the team. I said, come on, man. So
yes, and that was the phenomenal Dottie Walters, Speak and Grow Rich.
That was right. That was Dottie Waters, and she helped people get into the speaking industry. Anybody that wanted to become a professional speaker, and she helped people to do that. And she was an amazing woman. I was blessed to have met her. And she was amazing. And she wrote a book called Speak and Grow Rich. So let's back up. Now, why did you pick Maya Angelou? And you picked her like number one. That's like your Michael Jordan.
She's the point guard. She's the point guard. I discovered Dr. Maya Angelou later in my years. And as I followed her career, she taught me one thing that has really helped me as a speaker, trainer, author, and consultant. And that was just to be thankful for everything in your life. Thankful. She said, when you get up in the morning, you just thank God for the breath of life. Thank God for the food, the clothing, the shelter, the loved ones, the family. Thank God for the abundance of life itself. Thank God for love. Just say thank you. Everything you can think of, say thank you. And as you do that, it expands. Well, again, even the obstacles, because they teach you something. Obstacles actually are teachers. You do know that, right? Obstacles are teachers. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, they teach us something every day, every time out. So again, that was my purpose and my reasoning for picking Maya Angelou. She's just a great story. Just phenomenal individual. I got a chance to meet her, and it was like sitting in front of family. Like your own grandmother or your own mother. That's how sweet her spirit is. It's because as you said earlier on part one, she's still with us.
Right. Wow. Okay, Maya Angelou, man. She phenomenal woman. The program that we did in New York when you first came and I first met you, and you first came to speak in New York, and we did the program Phenomenal Woman 2000. Maya Angelou, that's coming from what she taught, Maya Angelou.
Yes, sir. Way back.
And
yes.
And then she also had a quote. She said, when someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Believe them. Believe them. Yes. That's it.
Okay. All right.
That's a strong truth.
Right. So now, Dr. Napoleon Hill. Why did you put him on your starting five, your success all-star team? Why Dr. Napoleon Hill?
primarily because of his success formula. And he laid it out, a universal knowledge, universal wisdom, universal understanding that Think and Grow Rich is based upon as you think, so shall you become. And so he literally gave us, anybody who wants to read and study the book itself, then you can find out how to get rich. And not just rich in money, but rich in time, rich in abundance, rich in health, rich in perspective of your life, rich in family, rich in love, rich in harmony, rich in peacefulness. That's the foundation to the book. Think and Grow Rich.
Man, you keep this up, I might not never get another guest ever again, and I might have to have one guest for the rest of my career, man. That might be you, man. The way you rolling right now, man. I don't think I want nobody else. Les Brown, see you later, man. You bringing it today, brother. You are really bringing it. So Napoleon Hill had the nerve before he passed away to write Think and Grow, 100 pages of Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice, because he wanted everybody to have this information.
That's correct.
We talked about Kobe earlier. We were going to get back to that, but who does that? He says 100 pages of Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. He did. Can you speak to that, Robert?
Well, again, he gave Dr. Dennis Kimbrough the permission to write the book.
Well, actually he had passed by the time he got it from
foundation
Stone.
That's correct.
Right.
Correct. The foundation did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the fact that he did that.
Absolutely, but it was his intention. Now here's the key.
Right.
Here's the key. It was in his intention, but he never gave them the actual okay. However, he wanted everyone to be able to have access to it. And so the Napoleon Foundation, who is here representing him, does incredible work. In fact, if you reach out to them, they will literally send you copies of the book.
Right. That's right.
So anybody who can't afford the book, write the Napoleon Hill Foundation or email them, whatever, and you can get copies of the book sent to you and your organization.
Okay. Wow. All right. That's pretty profound right there. And when this is over, I would like to ask you a favor when we finish this interview. Is that
okay?
All right?
Great. Excellent.
Okay. So the number 3 was Leslie Calvin Brown.
Yes.
Why did you put Les Brown on your motivational success team?
Because Les is a trailblazer, and he was doing motivation in a way, such as a way that everyone after him basically used his style. And one of the things that, for me, when I saw him on August the 28th, 1989, it changed my life forever. I mean, literally changed my life. And when I got a chance to work with him, he gave me the insight and the connections. He was the one that introduced me to Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. He was the one that introduced me to Tony Robbins, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, all of the great, Terry Cole Whitaker, who has one of the most famous books or infamous books, infamous titles ever written. And the name of it is, What You Think About Me Is None of My Business.
Now, what's the year? What year was that? August?
Whitaker.
Yeah. Now, what year was that? August 28th?
1989.
19. Wow. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was the day I first received. I received the success formula.
That was like being reborn again.
Yes,
that
sir.
Was like a new birth into a whole new world. Wow.
But Les Brown has touched a lot of lives, and he continues to do so. There's several people that I have forwarded his way, and he has helped them tremendously. Someone like Tiki Davis out of Odessa, Texas, and Cornell Thomas, who is out of New Jersey. So, Les continues to be a trailblazer.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So let's see who we got next. We got Tony Robbins. We got Tony Robbins.
Yeah, Tony Robbins is another innovator, trailblazer. If you really want to change your life, you'll get the program Personal Power. Personal Power will take you a 30-day course to really transform your life, transform your emotional, your spiritual, your physical, and your financial life forever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and then, how did you get turned on to Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins, 3 months ago. One of the things that was tremendous about Les is that he literally gave me a letter of introduction to all of these great individuals. I could name Ed Foreman. There's so many other phenomenal minds that I get. Zig Ziglar, who was in Dallas, who was right in my backyard. And when Les gave me the letter of introduction, I went to Zig Ziglar, and Zig says, "Come on in here. Let me show you some leadership strategies." And Zig Ziglar opened up the business sector, working with American Airlines, Frito-Lay, McDonald's Corporation. So it's that word of mouth. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you talked about why Louise Hay? I know.
Louise Hay got helped me to transform my mind and spirit to go within and really understand the purpose or the reason we're here. So she was such a spiritual light in my life that I continue to read her work. I continue to put her name out there in the public because she deserves that.
Wow. Spiritual light. I'm back to taking notes again, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking notes again, man. I'm back to taking notes. So I want to repeat that story. I went to the birthday party, Bernard E. Jordan birthday party. Bill Walsh is up there speaking, and Les Brown is sitting next to me here. Les Brown is taking notes. And I'm saying,
yes, sir.
This guy's a world-renowned speaker, speaking all over the world, and he's taking notes from Bill Walsh. I said, wow, that blew my mind, that he was still looking to learn, even though he was great at what he did already.
That's right. That's right. That's what the great ones do.
Mm-hmm.
They take notes. They learn. Right. They continue to learn.
Mm-hmm. So, we talked a little bit about Kobe, right? And we didn't get deep into Kobe in the first interview. So when that happened, I was very sad when I heard what happened that Sunday morning. I was very sad, right? But here's what made tears come down my eyes. Reggie Miller, he was talking, and I guess they had the same agent. And the agent said, "Hey, would you talk to this kid? I'm working with him now. Can you just kind of give him some tips or talk to him?" So Reggie said he's on the phone with Kobe. He thought it'd be like, 1-2 calls or whatever. No big deal. He's calling this guy every day. He's calling him every day. So he's talking to him. He wanted to know all the details about the trash talking, what happened, why did it happen, how did it happen, what reason. He wanted to know everything, especially about Mike, right? So right. Kobe's on the phone. Reggie Miller's on the phone talking to Kobe, and Reggie said, "It's quiet on the phone. It's quiet." He's like, "Yo, are you still there?" Like, he said, "No, yeah, I'm listening." The dude was talking about a student of the game. He was an ultimate student of the game. And that was Kobe Jellybean Bryant. And that brought me to tears when I heard him talking about how Kobe was just so how he wanted to learn so bad that he was just so quiet, like taking all that information. And that made tears come down my eyes, man.
Right.
What do you think about that,
Right.
Robert? I mean, like the kid was like
well, again, remember, he came out of high school. He came right out of high school.
Yeah.
And so right there, that shows you the greatness right there. Okay. You know, he, LeBron, and Kevin, I'm thinking, who am I thinking of? The big guy, Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Durant.
Well, Kevin Durant, but Kevin Garnett, yeah.
Right, and so
yeah. When you come out of high school, I mean, you know,
Kevin Durant went to college. Kevin Durant, he went to college.
Yeah, he went to University of Texas for 1 year. That's correct.
Okay.
So it was Kevin. Yeah. So that whole perspective of coming out, he was willing to learn. But one of the things, and this was in the Last Dance that he did an interview, and he said Michael Jordan said, Kobe called him and said, "How do you do that turnaround jumper?" And he took notes. And Michael said, "Well, just call me and let me know. We'll work out sometime." And Kobe literally called him, like as he did with Reggie Miller, called him and asked him, "How do you do it?" And Michael Jordan told him, he said, "You get in the gym and you do it every day. Every day. Every day. So come game time, it's nothing. Everybody knows who's going to take the shot." I mean, when the Lakers played, you knew who was going to take the last shot, right? It was Kobe, okay? You didn't even have to worry about it.
Even if it's the air ball. Even if it's the air ball. Keep shooting, brother. Keep shooting.
Yes, sir. Keep shooting. I mean, 82 points, keep shooting.
but wait a minute, Robert.
60 points in your last game, keep shooting.
Wait a minute. But it sounded to me, Robert, that you're talking about practice. Are you talking about practice?
Yes, sir.
Practice.
Yes, sir. That's how you get great.
Practice.
That's how the great. Yes, sir. Do you remember the great John Wooden, UCLA head basketball coach?
Yeah, sure.
He had a quote, and this quote says, "It's the things you do after you know what you're doing that make you great."
Okay.
See, when you know that you can do a thing, but you do it anyway, and you do it, you practice it, you perfect it, you get it as close to perfection as possible. And then, so when people come to defend you, there's nothing they can do. You can take them anywhere. You got the ball. You got the creativity. You got the green light.
Right.
That's what Kobe Bryant did.
Okay.
He knew you couldn't hold him. He knew it.
Right. Wow, that's an amazing mindset to have, stepping on the court. Like, I know you can't guard me. And I know
all right,
you
now
can't stop me.
And Rex, this is what I want you to go see The Last Dance. Get The Last Dance. All 10 episodes. Because what you'll do, when you walk away from that, you say to yourself, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player that ever lived. Because he had that mindset. Even if he had the flu, ask Karl Malone of the Utah Jazz. They'll tell you.
Yeah. Now
you got the flu and you have 38 points. Come on, man.
Now the thing about Michael, at the service, at Kobe's service, my man was crying like a baby, man. He was, I mean, like that was very touching, man, to see how Kobe had an impact on him like that.
You're tuned in to GHCR.NYC, Grant Houses Community Radio, home of the Community News Service and the soul of the Upper West Side.
Well, all right. That's Tina Dixon. Are you there, Robert?
Great voice. I love her voice.
Yeah. That's Tina. That's the great Tina Dixon, man. She's amazing. So, wow, that was you know, how do you feel about the impact that Kobe had on Mike?
Well,
the man was crying like a baby.
Well, you know, I can reflect to that because it's like one of your students, who studied, one of your students who gravitated and learned everything they could from you, and they became great. And then they pass on early, then that has to touch you in a special way.
Yeah. You know, and Mike was saying that it's things that he could learn from Kobe. He said, like, as far as like being a father, being a dad, being a better dad. I was like, man. So I thought that was pretty profound, man. I thought that was profound. Now, what do you think? You played the game of basketball, and you were a shooting guard. You were a scorer.
Yes, sir.
What can the average person learn about life from the game of basketball?
Well, certainly you can learn teamwork. You know, how to work together. You know, sometimes you don't have to take the last shot. You can throw it out to John Paxson or
or Steve Kerr.
Or Steve Kerr. That's correct. Yeah. And so, you learn how to be a team player. That's one. Yeah. You learn how to show up. You know, you learn how to show up. In other words, and I'm sure you've done this, where you perform, even though you're not 100%, you're maybe 70 or 80%, but you perform. You show up and you perform, and the crowd doesn't know the difference. Now you might once you're off the stage, you might just collapse because your energy is gone. But the reality of it is that you showed up. It takes so I would say three things: faith, courage, and persistence.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you play the game of basketball. That's what it does.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is Robert E. Criner, the author of Sharing a Vision, goes by the name of Mr. Enthusiasm. And Robert, believe it or not, boxing is a team sport because you do have your manager, you do have your trainer, and you do have your people in your corner that support you, even though you're out there executing and you're doing the work, you have a team with you. So it is a team sport as well.
Yes.
No one's going to get in that ring by himself without having at least a manager, a coach, or some kind of support system.
Yes.
You know, somebody got to give you the water. You know, so it is a team sport as well.
Right.
Now,
and somebody's got to slap you when you get knocked around.
Well, if you properly practice, then hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully that will not happen.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is so how can a person take the principles from basketball and use it in the success game, the success game of life?
Well, again, you got to show up. You got to show up and do the work. And again, practice is key. Practice is key. You can't tell me a terrific, phenomenal motivational speaker or inspirational speaker who does not practice their speech.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's one thing. You've got to have a passion for it. You got to have a passion for life. You can't just go through life, you know, getting up every day. What do I do next? No, you have to have goals. You have to have some ambition. You know, life is for you if you're for life.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it is that's one of the consistent forms of life that says this, that you got to find out what it is that you want to do. You got to develop a positive mental attitude about it, and you got to go for it. Mm-hmm. You can't sit back and wait to see if your friend or your family wants you to do it. You got to do it. Again, as we said earlier today, you are a divine expression of God. That's a powerful statement. Once you come to know that, Rick, you become unstoppable.
And it doesn't matter where you start from. Like, for example, I grew up in the project, you know, where we are now, and we started out playing basketball on the monkey bars. We would even run full courts on the monkey bars. We would have 21 games. We would have 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 1-on-1 on the monkey bars. And that's where I actually developed my little game on the monkey bars. So when I went to the court, I was ready. When I went to the basketball court, when I went to the gym, I was ready. I done practice, go back to the practice again. But then, to go back to what we said about Les Brown being a student, Kobe being a student, I went to the Rucker game, and I'm standing there, and I'm right there in the front row. I'm watching this guy play, and this guy scored 72 points in the game. And I noticed that most of his points came off from bank shots, man. I said, wow. And so when I went to the court, I started shooting bank shots. I learned, and this guy, Joe Hammond, scored 72 points. Basketball legend, Harlem basketball legend, Joe Hammond scored 72 points in a Rucker game. Now, is that
right?
Would you consider that impressive? 72 points in the game?
Absolutely.
What's the?
Well, let me give you this, Rick. You talk about humble beginnings. We have a book that's coming out this year. It's called "It's Not Where You Come From, It's Where You're Growing."
Okay.
Not going where you're growing, because again, growth is an every day, every week, every month process. Now, let me share something with you. I came out of the housing projects myself, and the reality of that is that I had a coat hanger and some toilet tissue put toward the little roof that we had, and I had a tennis ball, and I would shoot that tennis ball, and got to the point where I could hit from anywhere with that tennis ball. So by the time I got on the court, it was nothing. That basketball and the rim, there was nothing that could keep me from scoring. So my point is like humble beginnings allow you to reach your greatness. Mm-hmm. And when you come to understand that the mark of greatness is upon you, you're unstoppable.
Right. Now, when is this book is going to come out? When is this book is going to be out?
It's we're going to drop it out. I believe it in November. Mm-hmm. It's called. It's called. It's not where you come from. It's where you're growing, and it's 7 success principles for a winning life. Okay,
and you are also the author of the book, How to Keep Yourself Motivated and Win at the Game of Life. Talk a little bit about that book.
Yes, sir. Well, that's a fun book because again, it weaves in sports analogy, with the success principles. It was written back in I think 2002, and we teach from it. We work with community colleges and we teach classes from it. Students really benefit from it. We do a lot of coaching, online coaching as well, through IamSharingTheVision.com and MrEnthusiasm.net. We also have another book out, which is more, on the spiritual side of things, which is all spiritual, but it's called Words That Heal, Bless, and Prosper. And it's also on Amazon. And what it does is it teaches people to use positive words, make sure that their thoughts and their words are positive and powerful and healing. And so it takes you through some principles that can elevate your speech. Did you know that people can tell who you are based upon what you're saying?
Okay.
The words that we use tell people who we are. So if you use a lot of profanity, that's who you are.
Okay.
If you use the N-word, that's who you are. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. See, it's based upon the words that you speak says who you are. So if you treat women with respect and love and put them on the pedestal that they should be on, that's who you are. If you degrade them and call them the B word and all that stuff, that's who you are. And remember, when we're speaking these words, our children are listening to every word.
Okay. Powerful. That's pretty profound. And I believe you're right. I believe they are listening. Even when we think they're not listening, they're listening.
They are listening, brother.
Right. Right. So how is it possible to get, sometimes you see guys standing on the corner. Is it possible to get guys that standing on the corner and get them turned on to the success game? And is that possible? How could you make that happen?
Well, I talked a little bit about it this morning on part one, but the relative thing that I like to do is connect with the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see someone on the street, I just simply say, "Hey, soul brother," and they turn around because you know, Public Enemy had a line in one of their phenomenal songs that said, "Who stole the soul?" Do you remember that?
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So the reality of it is they took the soul and they replaced it with R&B. They took the soul and replaced it with pop music.
Mm.
So if you were to go into an old-fashioned record store, I don't know if people do that anymore, but you go in there, you can't find the soul music. When we know that Stevie Wonder was soul music, that we know that Marvin Gaye was soul music, that we know Luther was soul music, Aretha was soul music, Gladys Knight is soul music. It is not rhythm and pop. It is not rhythm and blues. It is soul music because it comes from the soul, Rick Young.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Woo!
That's right. That's right. That's
so
right.
Again, when you're talking to someone who is down and out, or who has had a traumatic experience, or who are maybe living on the street or whatever, just reach into it and let them know that you are divine. No matter what your situation, you are a divine expression of God.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's the
truth. That's the truth. And hopefully that truth, Rick Young, will set them free.
All right. That's right. That's it. So, wow. And I think we're going to bring this interview to an end. Any final words? Because I mean, you said a whole lot of good information. Any final words that you'd like to share as we move forward?
Well, I would say this. I would say this to your listeners who are divine expressions of God. Here's what you do. You follow your dream. You take one step at a time, and you don't settle for less. You just continue to climb. And if you follow your dream and you don't stumble, and if you stumble, you don't stop, you keep on pressing toward the top, because only on the top can you see the whole view. Can you see what you've done and that you can do? Can you then have this incredible dynamic divine vision to seek something new? Press on, press forward, and follow your dreams. And so it is.
Wow, so it is. When's your birthday, Robert?
April 12th. Big time Aries.
April 12th.
April 12th. Me and David Letterman, but he makes a little bit more money than I do.
Oh, that's all right. But you doing some work that he's not doing. You touching some lives that he ain't touching.
Yeah. We doing what we can, brother. We feel blessed to be able to do what we're doing.
Okay. All right. April's a wonderful month, man. It's just a wonderful month. I have a sister that was born in April. So April's a special month to me too. Yeah.
Here's the thing about that. We get all kind of cards and letters and emails and texts from students all over the country, all over the USA. And I think, you don't think about that, but people remember you as you have been on their journey in a positive way. And so I'm always honored when I get some feedback from my former students.
Mm-hmm. So what's some of the things that you like to do on your birthday?
Actually, I like to go for a nature walk with my dogs.
Okay.
And I go out into there's a wildlife area, that I live near the ranch in Oklahoma, and go out there and just relax during the day, and literally just say, as Maya Angelou taught me how to do this, just thank God for everything. Thank God for everything, brother.
So you live in Texas. You live in Texas and you live in Oklahoma.
That's correct. Yes.
Now, what part of Texas?
The Dallas area.
Okay, I have
Dallas,
a sister
Texas. Yeah.
I have a sister that's in Houston. Wow.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Next time,
I haven't been down to Dallas much.
What's that?
Haven't been down to Dallas much.
Okay.
You know, due to the pandemic and all of that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
so you just out there, all that wide open space.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Wow.
There's a lake and a pond on the property, so I go fishing, you know, that type of thing. Doing a lot of creative writing, Rick. I'm really excited about this time.
That's wonderful, man. That is so wonderful. All right, next time we gotta talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Black Wall Street and all that other good stuff.
Absolutely,
we still got a lot to talk about. So I want to thank you, Robbins, man. Today was awesome. 2 parts, 2 interviews in one day. The first time we ever did that.
I believe it is. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Well,
thank you.
Stay safe. Yeah, be safe. Be blessed. Be well.
All right. Take care. Now, talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Robert E. Criner, sharing a vision.
Rick, you gonna hit it?
Yes, sir.
You going to close with anything, or you got another guess? What we doing?
No, that was pretty much it. But I never found out who your starting 5 was. You never told me who your starting 5 was, man.
Starting 5 for what? What starting 5?
For what? Your basketball. You ever heard of this game called basketball?
Yeah, vaguely.
You never gave me your starting 5, man.
You talking about the all-time starting 5 or just starting 5?
Yeah, your all-time starting 5, all time.
All time.
Yeah,
all time. Okay, Will Chamberlain.
Okay. All right.
Man averaged 50 points a game against grown men for a whole season. Averaged 48.9 minutes per game. Oh, excuse me. And he also averaged 27 rebounds a game.
And he got no jump shot.
You need no jump shot when you can average 50 points per game. You can't even do that on PlayStation.
Well,
for people to say that all these other guys are the greatest player ever, and you go to yourself, are you kidding me? Guy scored 50 points a game, averaged 48.6 minutes a game. He played the whole season, every minute of every game. I mean, are you kidding me? And they're talking about, all these other guys. Yeah, right. So he's my first guy. My second guy is going to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the reason why is because he is a winner. My third guy is going to be another winner, Bill Russell. So that's my front line. That's my front line. Wilt, Bill Russell.
How many championships he got? 11.
Bill got 11. Kareem's got 6. Kareem's got six championships, 6 MVPs. 6 championships and 6 MVPs. He's the all-time leading scorer in the NBA and in the NCAA. He played in the NCAA with the leading scorer in the NCAA and only lost 1 game in his whole time in college. So those 3 guys are. I ain't worried about nobody when I got those 3 guys.
That's your front line. That's
my front line, baby. That's my front line, baby. And now that my guards is going to be Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
So I would have to say to you that with that team, we're kicking butt and we're taking names. I don't care. I don't care what team anybody comes up with. I'm going on the floor with that for those 5 right there. We taking names. We taking names, man. We getting buckets and we taking names. Ain't nobody good. Who you gonna get? Who you getting that's gonna go against that team? That's a pretty good starting 5. I must say so myself.
That's a very good starting 5.
Yes, it is. It is excellent. I would have never thought of that till you said that. Wow.
But I might have to challenge you on the guard because there was a guy.
Oh, well, you could.
I played with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oscar Robertson. I'll take him.
Yeah, he had number 1. I mean,
somebody tell me I can't have Kobe. I can't have Mike. I got to take Oscar Robertson. Okay. 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 I ain't mad. I'm taking him.
Yo, did you ever check out that link that I sent you, the Bill Bellamy link?
When he was talking about, he was in the car and he was talking about he was at watching a practice with Michael Jordan or something.
That thing had me laughing so much.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was so entertaining to me, man. The dude is a funny guy, man. Bill Bellamy is a funny dude. And when I watched that video, man, I mean, I said, man, let me call Doug. I want Doug to build me a dome, man. I need a dome now, man. I need a dome, man.
It's funny you said the dome because there's a dome out in, we used to play out in Prospect, I think it was Prospect High School, and they had a dome and out in Brooklyn. And we would go out there because Floyd Lane was the coach of the high school team. And we would go out there with Tiny and all the NBA guys, and we would go out there and play because he had the big dome out there. And sometimes we play, they have some high school guys there. You know, we murdered them. We murdered them little high school dudes. But they would come there and we would play against them in the dome. And you know, it was such a, you're right, the dome is a hell of a thing, man. We were like, wow, this is it was so cool. Had his little dome up there, you know, only had 2 baskets in the whole dome.
So they built Mike a dome in the middle of the, you know, where the studio is, with the studio.
They had one. We was in downtown Brooklyn, you know, Prospect High School. It's in downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That was I saw once I seen that one, I said, oh wow, I understood what them doing that for Mike meant. You know?
Got massage, you got your showers, massage, you got your juices, your fruits, your salads, you got your court, workout. Come on, man. That's like, come on, man.
I didn't see all that.
I need a dome, man. Who I need to talk to? They said I need to talk to you about getting a dome. I need a dome, man.
I heard that.
A little boxing workout area in there.
Oh, man. Just in case people get out of line, take them over there and duke them up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, basketball court, boxing area.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Man.
Yeah, you mess up on the court, you're going to have to go over there in the boxing ring and maybe get somebody duke you on up, Jack. You could just say, hey, man, put the gloves on.
Yeah, one of the places that I had the most fun and had an awesome workout is Chelsea Piers. I went there. That was like almost being in heaven as far as workout heaven.
Okay.
Because they got the track, right? They got the track, nice track.
You had everything.
I think they got the basketball courts right there. They got the boxing ring, and they got the equipment, the heavy bags, everything right there. I don't know if they still got it like that, but that's how it was. And I went there, man, had a amazing workout. I left that, I felt like I was on cloud 99. Chelsea Piers.
Wow.
I think the closest thing with that would be
Basketball City, right?
Riverbank. Riverbank.
Well, remember they had Basketball City right next to the Chelsea Piers, right? Or was that the same thing?
I had never been there.
Yeah, I've been to both of them. They're pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
They were kind of close to each other.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I know one time they had like this one-on-one basketball tournament with different guys played one-on-one.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
When I first saw it, it was in Brooklyn, right under the Brooklyn Bridge. So they did it there, and then I seen them. They came to Manhattan. They did it in Manhattan one time downtown. I think it was in the 20s. It wasn't Chelsea Piers, but it was like downtown somewhere. And they had it set up. It was pretty amazing, man. It was hard. It was pretty amazing, man. One-on-one one-on-one basketball, man. They had the clock, referee.
Pretty tough, serious, man. Pretty hard to do that, man. I don't, that doesn't seem like a lot of fun. That seems pretty brutal to me. Half court and one-on-one basketball is like, I would have to say to you, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I guess the cash prize was, I don't remember what the prize was.
Even without the cash prizes, that's just a brutal, it's just a super physical way of, of playing the game.
Yeah.
People got, I mean, wow.
But I used to love playing one-on-one. I love playing one-on-one.
No, I didn't like it.
I would challenge anybody one-on-one.
I didn't like it.
Okay, all right.
Only because I realized that I was a sore loser.
Okay.
So that's why I ain't like playing, because you hate to lose, Then, you want.
Now, see, had you started your basketball career on the monkey bars, then you might have had a different philosophy about that.
Well, I found out I was a sore loser all the way through everything. So.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you know how it is. Everybody knows who everybody is, so that was all right.
Yeah.
Certain people you just ain't shaking their hand. You look on their face and go that. Because some people they're happy to see sore losers. Because it makes some people when they win, they like to see the sore loser guy storm off. That was me. They say, look,
I remember
upset. I would be that guy,
Yeah, I remember seeing you on the court after the game. It was on 145th Street. And I remember after the game seeing you walking on the court. I don't know exactly what happened, win or loss. I got there late. But you didn't look like the kind of guy you want to walk up to and shake his hand.
There's a lot of people like that. I don't think I'm the only person like that. I don't think that was a unique unique set of behavior, right?
That's the energy I picked up. Now, I could have been wrong about that.
That was good. That was the right energy.
Okay.
I wasn't that guy, that's for somebody else. I wasn't that guy, I already had a complex because, I'm just, like only 6'1". So I already had a complex. You know what I mean?
6'1"?
Yeah. So, I had a complex about that because, people was calling me shorty. Like I told you, I've never been on a team where there was never more than two guys shorter than me. So I was always one of you're hanging around with people and you're one of the shortest guys. The benefit was, I could go around regular people and nobody paid no attention to me, like my teammates. And you couldn't go nowhere because they was all big and giant. People would know who they were because they were fucking giants. But you're a normal sized person, they could just blend right on in. So there was a benefit to that. So I kind of took the ribbon and happily. Because there was benefits to not being as big as them.
Well, when you can score on a big man, on a big tall man, that is a gift. That is definitely a gift.
Well, if you could get the ball in the basket on any kind of consistent basis, I would say that's a gift as well. But that's just me. You know what I mean? You got to get that ball in the hole. You know what I mean? I thought your guest was going to come on there and use one of the lines that I always used to use, that I ain't gonna die by a miss. Guys,
say that again?
I used to, with guys be going, man, you keep shooting. I be going, because I ain't gonna die by a miss.
Okay.
People be, and then I learned that, if you take the shots, people expect you to make some of them shits, man.
You better be making it.
Well, I'm just saying, you're going to be on there. Hey, listen, let me just tell you something about, if you're a basketball player and you are on the bench, you are a person that's going to be in need of mental health therapy, man. Because that bench will make you will lose your mind over there on that bench, man. That's how great the call of the game itself is. And you're right there, And you can see the energy, you can see all the mathematics, everything is going right there. And you're like going, you're in your mind, you're going, put me in, coach, I'm ready. We're fired up, ready to go, put me in, So no, once you get out there, that bench is not something that you want to, it's not something that you want to be familiar with, the bench. People have all those jokes, they be coming to the game and going, hey, man, here, what's that? It's a seatbelt.
Wow.
Want you to fall off the bench. So people when you're on the bench, people got jokes, man.
Step that game up. Step that game up.
They got jokes, man. You be on the bench. They got jokes, man. So you don't want to be there. I'm just saying, rivalry. You know how that goes.
So we did an interview earlier, and he was saying that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the most unstoppable shot that there is.
Oh, wow.
Sky hook. And I told him that shot has been blocked maybe 1 or 2 times. I don't know who did it. Who blocked it?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Huh?
Wilt Chamberlain.
I thought it was somebody else, man. I thought it was another.
I'm talking about somebody I seen do it. Hey, I seen it on video. There's a wonderful documentary about Kareem on YouTube called A Quiet Moment or whatever. It's like an hour or something long. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And they show his whole life growing up and everything. I'm talking about Kareem. And in there they show a game when he first came into the league, and he was doing this thing, and he went up against Chamberlain, and Chamberlain blocked the shot like 3 or 4 times in a row. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But then he was the only one that I've seen in the course of
You're tuned in to GHCR, Grant House's Community Radio, home of the Community News Service.
All right.
It took Tina Dixon.
Yeah.
So, I saw, if you go there, you'll see him. That's why I was saying earlier when you asked me my team, after watching that, I said to myself, there's no way you don't pick Kareem and somebody asked you who's on your greatest team. No way you're picking them. And if you watch any of the documentaries that they have about Wilt, you watch Wilt Chamberlain, you watch Bill Russell, and you go, wow, smooth dude, man.
Yeah.
Smooth, man. Smooth game.
And the thing about Russell, he don't have to score. He ain't worried about scoring.
I just want you to know that this is a guy. He won like 3 championships in the NCAA with the San Francisco Dons. Goes right into the NBA and wins the championship his first year. First year.
I would take Kobe out and put in Julius Erving.
Like I said, I can't have Kobe. I got to take Julius Erving. Okay. But this is just me, Rick. Once you got Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kareem back there, you almost, everybody, because everybody you mentioned is the Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So okay, take out one of my guys, insert another Hall of Famer. I'm rolling with that.
You almost could put me on that court, pretty much. Almost.
Yeah, and look, first of all, they ain't gonna let you do nothing. You ain't gonna be doing much of nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna need you. You're gonna say, take it out. Take it out. Well, first of all, Rick, you're gonna be by yourself every when you go down the court, you're going, hey, nobody's guarding me.
I'm gonna be open.
Oh, you're gonna be open. You're gonna be open when you leave your house.
There you go.
To coin the phrase that somebody once said. Somebody once said, yeah. So you're gonna be open. And you're gonna be open for real.
11 championships.
11. 50 rebounds in one game. Wilt Chamberlain, his rebound total was 56 rebounds in one game. And let me say this about it. Let me say this. He also blocked 26 shots in one game. But go ahead. But go ahead.
100 points a game and 100 points in a game. Average 50 points in the season. Incredible. And then you got Kareem, as you said, 6 championships, 6 MVP. That was Robert saying that, right? Robert was saying Kareem, 6 championships, 6 MVPs. Kareem.
Man. The leading all-time scorer in the NBA history. Come on, man.
There you go. Wow. You can't
like I said, you got those three big men back there. Right. I'll take you. You can I'll let you play. You can play. I'll let you go out there, man.
So now I got my starting 5 now. I got my starting 5.
Okay.
I love Kobe, but I got to go with the doctor, man.
Of course, we know that. Go ahead. Who else?
Mike.
You got the doctor and Mike. Okay, go ahead. Who's your other 3?
The same three the same three. How am I arguing with that?
Yeah, you're a smart man.
I ain't crazy.
No, neither am I. Neither am I. I don't care. Like I said, you got them three. You be going. People. You be looking at people going, yeah, bring it. Go ahead. I don't care. Go get. Go get somebody. Go ahead.
I have Hakeem coming off the bench, but
don't forget that, man. We ain't even going. I mean, forget. We ain't even going to the bench party. That's just that's too easy.
Right.
It's too easy, man. Wow. Just, you get a bunch of Hall of Famers and slap them on the bench. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, too easy. It's too easy to pick the starting. In my mind, it's always too easy to pick the best five. Because anybody you talk to, they always leave out Wilt Chamberlain. And you got to say to yourself, they got to be crazy leaving that kid out, man. They got if you see that documentary about Kareem, got to be crazy leaving him out. If you see the documentary about Bill Russell and how he grew up, you know that's a sore loser. He not losing shit. You can see how he got 11 rings. Sore loser. Sore loser, bro. Grew up doing the. He came up during the 50s, man.
Yeah.
All right, you know what kind of country they had? That kind of country this was in the 50s, and he still was a winner. That was incredible, man.
That's right.
Yeah, he was incredible.
And Boston and Massachusetts. Woo!
What? Remember that thing? They said somebody broke in his house and they defecated in his bed. You know, while he was away at game. So that's how they
heard that story. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's a true story. I ain't making that up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a true story.
Yeah.
But so we got our starting five. We know we are, man, and appreciate it, man. So I'm gonna send you the links and everything, man. As soon as we get over.
Robert was good, huh?
Yeah, he was very good, man. Excellent, man. He's an excellent, very exciting guy. You know, we got to get him. Maybe one day you get him to come back when we could actually really talk about some basketball stuff. Now that the games are back. The games are back. You know, so there's a game coming on in 20 minutes.
A basketball game?
Yeah, the NBA's back, bro. They had like 4 games. They done played 8 games already over the last 2 nights.
Well, I didn't know that. I know baseball started.
Yeah. No, the NBA's back. They're playing down in the bubble in Orlando.
Okay.
Playing in the bubble, right. Yeah. The Lakers played the Mavericks last night. They lost. So today, all the way through, I think tomorrow, Sunday, they're playing the scrimmage, and then they restart the season on Wednesday.
Well, you know I'm behind time. I haven't even seen The Last Dance yet. I'm still.
Oh yeah. It's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, it's on there, man. It's a pretty good show. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, it's not on ESPN. You got to go to Netflix to get that.
It's on Netflix. I know that. I don't know about ESPN. I'm pretty sure it's on ESPN too, especially if you're going on the online version. I'm pretty sure it's on there. But I know it's on Netflix.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, anyway, I will see you tomorrow anyway.
Okay, man. I'll be ready. All right, boss.
All right. Great day.
King. Yeah, always.
All right.
All right, Rick. Later.
All right, peace.
Peace.